Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is the moment that we have all been waiting for. Amy Evans.
Woo! Hi.
Woo,
Hi,
okay,
everybody. I'm Amy
now I'll go
Evans.
into the bio. Amy sings to you from her hometown of Portland, Oregon, combining classical training with gospel music roots in her low, smooth sound, drawing her influence from artists like Nora Jones, Jasmine Sullivan, and Adele. Amy writes from her personal heartbreaks and those around her, always contemplating what it means to stay gracious and keep your humor in a gray, rainy world. Her current project, an EP entitled Baby Bird, is releasing August 18th, 2022, and laughs you through a story of getting hurt, getting angry, and getting strong while staying soft. It's a soulful funk fusion album that falls somewhere between Adele and Lizzo, sometimes dancey and sometimes sugar sweet, with influences from Lake Street Drive, Yebba, and a little bit of church. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Riley. How are you?
I am good. How about yourself?
I'm doing really, really good. Really
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so I just saw on your thing, it said Yeba on there. Are you a fan of Yeba?
I have been a fan of Yeba since her first that video of her doing Week in a
Mm-hmm.
kitchen came out on YouTube in maybe 2014, and
Yeah.
I feel like I've watched her star rise. I'm the biggest fan. I
Yeah.
love her.
I am too. I saw my cousin showed me the video of her singing My Mind. At
Yes, the
the
So Far one.
yes, incredible. Insane. Literally, I've never been so blown away by a performance in my life.
I stopped
And
what I was doing.
yeah. And she's a Belmont alum. So I'm like, yes, ma'am.
I didn't
No,
know
some of
that. That's
my
amazing.
I know some of my vocal coaches used to train her, and I'm like, can I sing as good as her?
Please
Sister can
give me what she
fucking
has.
sing.
Oh my gosh.
Literally. So we'll just jump right on into it. Tell everybody how you got into music.
Well, I have been doing music since really before I could talk. My whole family are musicians, and I grew up in church, so I was in kids' choir from the time that I could sit still. So I've been doing music forever, studied it in high school, college, and then started 5 years ago singing backup in the working musician scene in Portland, Oregon, which is very active for as small of a city as it is.
Hmm.
Lots of live music in Portland, lots of bands going on. So I started singing backup there 2016, 2017, and have been doing that in a lot of capacities. So studio artist, doing live shows for folks, being kind of a hired gun vocalist. And then this year, finally got the guts to release my first project. I had done one single as
Hmm.
like a practice last year and was finally like, you know what? It's time to put something of my own out in the universe. And that's what Baby Bird is in 2022.
Yeah. I mean, I listened to it and it's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you so
Um,
much.
you're welcome. My favorite song is Nerve. It's so good. It's got
Thank
like a
you.
fun, like funky beat. I love it.
I
Um,
wrote that sitting in Nashville at a
really?
coffee shop. Yeah, I was in Nashville sitting at a coffee shop working on like a little demo, and I heard some real woman, like a woman quoting a tweet that she had seen. She goes, "If men have nothing else, they certainly have the audacity." And I was like,
That's it.
yes, that's the
Hmm.
song.
It's funny. That's actually the line I wrote down. I wrote down on here, if he got nothing else, the boy got nerve. And it's one of the lyrics that you have in the song. And it is so
Yes.
good. So do you have like an
Thank
own
you.
personal story, or is it literally just like you heard it in a coffee shop and you're
Girl.
like, that is a great line? Like tell me about that line specifically, but like the song in general.
Well, yes. So that's how that line came about for sure. But that has been so true in my own life, honestly.
Mhm.
I was sitting in that coffee shop making a demo, thinking about like my third boyfriend without a car still did me dirty somehow. And then she said that line, and I was like, ma'am, you're correct. They got nothing to offer. And then the
Yeah.
other line that is maybe my favorite line was something that my mom has said before, like he can't give you what he doesn't have. And so
Hmm.
the other line that became very important was he can't give you what he doesn't have, and honey, he got nothing but the nerve.
Oh
So
my God.
so that
I
became,
love it.
yeah, very true.
Do you come to Nashville often?
I've only been once or twice.
Okay.
I love it though.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, next time
great
you're in
town.
town, hit me up. Let's go
Oh my
get
gosh,
coffee.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yes.
let's do it. Let's find
Yes.
some music.
Do you know what coffee shop you're sitting at? I'm just curious.
It was in a hotel. It was very cool. It was near Vanderbilt. I don't remember the name of it.
Was it The
Let's
Graduate?
see.
Like
Maybe.
Dolly
I don't know
Parton
if I could tell
themed?
you. Yes, it was a Dolly Parton one
Yeah, that was
because I
The
was trying to go to White
Graduate.
Limousine.
And you were sitting at Poindexter. I love Poindexter. One of my favorite coffee shops here.
It was
It's
really
so
cool.
good. Yeah, that hotel
It's
in
really good.
itself is like adorable. It's so cute. Um,
Yeah, I loved it.
oh, I love that. I love that song. We'll kind of go into more of the other songs, but like before we go too deep into all of that. So, what has
Mm.
it been like for you as an artist? You know, you have quite a TikTok following, and what has it been like building that following, building the image, branding yourself? Like, I'd love to hear you walk me through how you decided to individualize yourself as an artist.
Well, we can get into the story of the TikTok following, which is largely the heartbreak story of that became the album.
Mhm.
But I find I fell in love with TikTok during the pandemic, like most people
Mhm.
my age. So kind of a late adopter there. The thing that I love about it is the ability, like, is how much of a BS filter folks seem to have. Like, they can smell stuff that isn't authentic from a
Yeah.
mile away,
Yeah.
which I kind of appreciated. Like, weirdly, so I work in social media a lot during my day job. Instagram was the opposite, right? You had to have everything be shiny, you had to have everything look put together.
Mhm.
And here come these TikTok kids with no makeup, with the camera like up under their chin, looking like crazy, and they're getting millions and millions of views. And I found it fascinating. And I think it's because they are kind of rebelling against the perfectionism and the inauthenticity, which is what I
Mhm.
really liked about TikTok.
Yeah.
So I liked that for one. I don't love how often you have to create. I don't love that it's so much of a quantity over quality game.
Yes.
That
Yes.
sucks to me.
Yeah.
That sucks. And it's
Because you
so
want to
easy
put
to burn
out
out.
your best work constantly. But like
Yeah.
on TikTok, it does not give a fuck about what your best work is. It's
No.
like, give me as
Produce,
much as you
produce,
can.
produce,
Yes.
produce.
And
And
that
I don't like that.
algorithm is insane. But it's like funny because it's like the random ones blow up that you're like, okay, this had nothing to do. Like, I have ones where I'm giving like real advice and I'm like really helping people, and those get like 2 views. And then the
I
ones that
know.
I'm like just fucking around, it gets like 30,000. And I'm like, really? This is the one like of all the TikToks I make?
Truly. And here's the other thing that I just as a marketer is the thing is that TikTok views and TikTok followers, even more than on other social media platforms, do not necessarily translate into loyal fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes they do, but like not the same way I think that Instagram followers do. Like they don't become
Yeah.
customers necessarily. They don't become listeners necessarily. So you have
Yeah.
to do, I think, more work in nurturing them. You can get some really nice shiny numbers right away from a viral video or two viral videos, right? And get
Yeah.
30,000 followers or something like that. But making that actually work for you takes a little bit more doing from TikTok, I think, than from other platforms.
Yeah. So TikTok's kind of like your main platform
Mm-hmm.
that you're pursuing, correct?
Yeah, yeah, TikTok and Instagram both.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is because it's like impossible to grow on Instagram now in the way that it TikTok you can grow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, TikTok, you can have one video, and next thing you know, boom, 5,000 followers. But
Yeah.
like Instagram is so, my following on Instagram is just all over the place. Like it's all these like random accounts. I keep getting like all these spam accounts following
Ugh.
me, and I'm just like, I don't know. Then they follow and they'll follow me for like a week, and then all of them unfollow me at once. So then my following drops. And like Instagram is just, they need to figure their shit out.
I totally agree because now like your stuff doesn't even get shown to your followers anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're like
Especially pictures.
especially pictures, which I liked. I liked photos of my friends.
Same.
That's like why I got onto Instagram. And now it's not, it doesn't even show them to the people that you put them on there for.
I
And I think
know.
that's stupid.
I know my pictures have been getting like 30 likes, and I'm sorry, I'm not like a superficial like likes, but like maybe I am. But like it's really affecting me. I'm like 30 likes. I haven't gotten that low of anything in years.
Years
And
and
like it's
years.
hard when I'm not pursuing social media as a career, but I am
But you
pursuing
have a
social media.
podcast.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I
that
mean, I
means
am,
something.
yeah. And I'm pursuing social media to like bring people here
Yes.
where we are right now. But,
Yes.
and I'm going to keep doing that. But it's really frustrating when the work that I'm doing and the work I'm creating and the content I'm producing is being like hidden from people.
Yeah, no one sees it. So like what is the point of it even?
I know.
That's
I
how I
know.
felt.
It's really frustrating.
Which is why I kind of moved to TikTok.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that shows you to a lot of people.
I know. And TikTok is just like anyone can go viral for anything. It's just so random.
Wild
Which also is
West.
like kind of hopeful. But with your album, it's very like visually creative, like all the feathers and the
Thank
makeup
you.
and the elaborate costumes. How did you decide to go with the title Baby Bird, and like how did you build that image for this EP?
For sure, yeah. So Baby Bird was a nickname that I had for a little while. In a time that was like really healing for me. I had come out of this really toxic and kind of emotionally abusive relationship that left me super unwell in a lot of ways. I was
Yeah.
like not eating very much. I like my therapist had to intervene, like pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And was after that found started a new relationship with a man who his nickname for me was Baby Bird. And
Mhm.
that relationship also ended up crashing and burning in a
Oh.
very, very public way. That was like horrible. However, I think part of the like journey of the album was like that healing still happened. Like that healing was still real,
Mhm.
which is why if you listen to the album from start to finish, it's the story of me getting really, really hurt, really, really angry, but then
Mhm.
deciding to stay soft anyway. So the album ends with two love songs. It
Mhm.
starts with a lot of hate songs, but it ends with love songs
Yeah.
because you decide that like Baby Bird, I don't go by Baby Bird anymore, but she was
Yeah.
what I needed for a while.
Yeah.
And that time was interesting. So then I in talking to this, talked to a photographer friend of mine. I one of my side jobs in Portland is I'm a model on the weekends and things like that. And one of my favorite photographers I had ever worked for does a style of photography. She's amazing. She's worked on like Netflix shows and like in production and stuff. She does a style of photography that looks like oil paintings.
Mhm.
And I had this vision of Girl with a Pearl Earring, which is that famous Dutch painting and also a movie that I really liked.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll show you. Have you seen, do you know Girl with a Pearl Earring?
I don't know.
I bet you would recognize it if I showed it to you. But it's
I'm gonna
very
look it up.
beautiful. Here, I'll show it to you. It's this beautiful painting that was really famous. And she just kind of
Oh,
looks at
yes.
you.
That one.
Yeah,
That one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Of course I know that one.
She
I
just,
like I don't know titles of things. I'm not an artsy gal,
oh, sure.
but I
Which,
recognize
why
this
would you?
one. I've seen it. It's very famous.
It's like this famous one. And I don't know, some about she just kind of looks at you. And I've always just really liked this painting. And so I decided, I was like, okay, Becca, who is this photographer's name? Becca
Yeah.
Bjork. Look her up. I was like, Becca, you know, girl with pearl earring? She's like, yeah. And I go, but a bird. And she was like, okay. And then that was
She's like,
all it took.
say it less.
She's like, gotcha, bet, say less. And put together somehow from that instruction exactly what was in my head. And it was this beautiful thing. And we ended up doing several shots that I turned into a lyrics book, and that became the album cover, and then
Mhm.
some really cool images as me as a literal bird. So there's lots of shots
I
with
love
me with
that. It's
wings.
giving like Miley Cyrus can't be tamed. I love
Thank
it.
you for noticing.
Is that what
That
you were
is a
going
lot of
for?
this journey for me. Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
love
the can't be
that.
tamed.
That's
That
so fun.
breakup album attitude, villain
Absolutely.
era attitude.
Oh yeah, I am in my villain era, that's for sure.
Girl, welcome. The
I
water is
know.
fine.
It is great. It is good. All the
Mm-hmm.
toxicity of my life has been cut out. And let me just tell
Mm-hmm.
you, life right now is not that it's easy, but it's just been smooth, which is great. I don't have any
Oh,
extra drama. Um,
isn't that great?
it's
Amazing.
amazing. It's amazing. I love it. If you're okay with talking about like some of like your fun dating stories, or if you want to talk about your exes, if you're comfortable. If not, no worries. But I would love to talk about some of like your fun
We
dates,
should,
or
huh?
like fun dating stories that like really, really tie into this EP. Sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, probably what would be most interesting. So, I came out of this like horrible relationship, right? Which left me probably 30 pounds underweight. Like I like was
Mm-hmm.
denied life insurance because I was like dangerously underweight. Like it was very, very bad,
Oh
which is what the
God.
song Skin and Bones is about.
Yeah.
So at the end, there's this like outro that says like "I refuse to wither away, wither away, wither away."
Hmm.
That is like the exact middle of the album. It's also the moment where like it represents the moment where I like decided to stop internalizing all these problems, because part
Hmm.
of the emotional abuse thing is like they're like, you can't say anything, it's so mean for you to say anything, like you're gonna be the
Hmm.
bad guy if you say anything. So I didn't say anything, I just ate it, and that's kind of why I stopped eating like real food. So at that exact moment in the center of this album is where I stopped doing that and started being mad on the outside. And you'll notice that the next song is pretty mean. Like it's pretty angry. And the next guy that I dated, who was the guy who called me Baby Bird, actually helped me write that. But now it's also about him because we dated for 2 years during the pandemic.
Hmm.
And I found out later that he had been cheating on me with a friend of mine for 1 year. So, for like half of our
No!
relationship. And
What is
listen,
wrong with these guys? And your
oh my
friend
gosh,
too. Like, girl
yeah,
code.
girl code. I know, that's what I said. So who had like both of them had like looked me, like the details are so awful, like they had like looked me in the face and said like, no, you're worrying about things that aren't that you're being, like they had both like I had like thrown this girl a birthday party, they had like slept with each other at my birthday party, like it
Fuck
is
that.
awful, right? So but here's the thing is like, this had already happened to me before, right? And so I'm like, this time I am not eating any of this. This time
Hmm.
everything is going on the outside. So I texted this girl and said, I need to have a conversation with you about some things. And
The girl that he was cheating on you with.
my friend, yeah, who
Oh,
is no longer my friend, was like,
T.
sit down with me. I have some questions. And so I like wrote down every question I could think of, like about everything,
Hmm.
and asked her this in like an hour and a half conversation.
The fact that,
Like,
okay, I mean, the fact that she gave you that conversation, not that it says anything about her character, but like, that's kind of big. That's like a very difficult conversation, I could imagine.
it was, yeah. It was, I don't think she, I don't really want to give her any of the benefit of the doubt here
No,
because
no, she doesn't
um,
deserve it.
the other thing is like she now, oh, I don't even know, but they she then started dating his brother, which is like a whole nother like twisted web of things. And it was like him who
Karma's
had
a
like
bitch.
like coordinated this whole conversation. So I had this conversation. I was like, "Did you sleep with him on my birthday?" And she was like, "Well, your birthday or your birthday party?" And I was like, "What, girl?"
Both.
And she was like, and so like all of these different questions continued. I got to be like, "You're a miserable person. I don't want to see you again." All those things.
Hmm.
What And did the same thing with the boyfriend too, my
Yeah,
ex boyfriend. What they didn't know was that I had recorded these conversations
as you should.
as I, right, because of the gaslighting, and then I put them on TikTok. And that video was up for maybe 24 hours and got 2.5 million views. And
Wait, I need to see this video. Is it still up or did you take it down?
well, I took it down because it wasn't because she called the police, but she did.
Okay, will you send me the video
Yes, I will
after
send it to you.
this?
She called the police, but obviously it's not illegal. It was there's nothing the police could do. But
No.
eventually, after it reached 2.5 million views, I was like, you know what? I feel that I have won here. Like,
Enough people have
I feel,
seen
you know
this.
what? I've seen it. I've been angry. I've gotten it out there. People know that I'm not eating it anymore. And I was like, time to take it down. So I took it down, and then started, it was after that that I like first like cried about it. This all happened in maybe the 4 days after I found out that this guy
Hmm.
who I thought I was going to marry, who had helped me like heal, had been like cheating on me this whole time. So after that, like I cried about it, and then I was like, time to process it. And the way that I process it is I put it in a song. So
Yes, you
if you
do.
want to hear the song about that, that's called Good Thing Coming. It's track 4 on Baby Bird.
Okay. I love all of this like creativity that you put into this EP. Like it's not just like you threw a bunch of songs. Like I love that you know that the part where you're like, what was it about withering away?
Yeah.
I won't wither away. I'm not gonna let
Yeah,
you
I
wither.
refuse. I refuse to
I
wither away,
refuse
but
to
yeah.
wither away. That's the lyric. I love that you're like, that is the exact middle of the EP. And I'm like, the thought that you put into this piece of art is incredible. And I'm like,
Thank
I'm so
you.
in awe of you right now.
Oh, thank you. It's fun for me to like
Yeah.
put that together. I'm a very project person, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So did you have like a little bit of steam on TikTok before you posted that one video, or did it just randomly?
I had like a couple thousand, but that one rocketed the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh my
And
God.
since then I've
I
had a
love
couple
that.
more. I kind of like figured out how to work it better and it's grown from there, but
Mm-hmm.
that was the thing. So take your pain and use it for your advantage, ladies. Do what you can with it.
Period. Turn that anger and rage into drive and passion, and then
Yeah,
boom.
very much. Yeah.
You end up with great things. An EP for me, a podcast. Here we are.
Yes, yes, girl. Get the podcast.
Absolutely. Let's go into like a little bit of each song on the EP. Obviously, it starts off with the intro, King of the Fishbowl. If you want
Yeah.
to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, King of the Fishbowl is a joke. The whole thing is a bit tongue in cheek, and as I said, Baby Bird is the nickname that I had from my second toxic ex. My first toxic ex called me Pond, as in Amy Pond from Doctor Who, and so the whole play part of the thing about dating a narcissist is they'll have a smear campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and when it's over, and they will talk to other people about how maybe crazy you are or how unstable you are and how you can't be trusted. And that
That's
was
always my
really
biggest red flag when dating. If anybody ever talks like that about their ex, even with my
same.
friends, if they talk like that, I'm like, you are not somebody I want in
Mm,
my life.
mm-mm. They will do
Absolutely
it to
not.
you. So there was a big smear campaign. Part of the reason it was so painful is because like I couldn't say anything or I felt like I couldn't say anything, but the other folks involved said a lot of things, and I lost a lot of work and I lost a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But King of the Fishbowl is about me realizing that, like, oh yeah, you're a big fish in this small pond, but I don't even like it here. And it doesn't matter if I hold these people's good opinion because I know where I belong. So that's the joke. You're a big fish in a
Mm-hmm.
small pond, but I'm not a fish. I'm a baby bird and I'm
Oh,
leaving.
I
So,
love that. And you're like, and
yeah,
I am flying and
flying away.
flying into bigger things.
Yeah.
All right, and then we go to Nerve, and we kind of talked a little
Nerve.
bit about that one at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but I love
Mm-hmm.
it. It's so good. I
It's a
love
fun one.
like your music, your tone is so good. Like there's some people that I listen to where I'm like, ooh, are they gonna hit the next note? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like a build within a
Yeah.
song, and you're just kind of like a little bit nervous about their vocal capabilities. I was listening to it and I just have like none with yours. Like your vocals are so solid, and like all
Thank you.
your fun like little intros and outros that you do, like I just love it.
Thank
And
you
Nerve is
so
like so
much.
vibey, and like
I hope so.
the horns and everything. I'm just like, let's go.
Those are real horns. My friends in the jazz community in Portland came in
Yes,
and
I
played
love it.
trumpet. It
No,
was
like you
great.
definitely have like a big jazz influence,
Thank you.
and I
Yeah,
love it.
definitely. Thank you so much.
Did you study jazz at all?
No, but most people in my family did, so I grew up listening to a lot of it,
Yeah,
and I love
yeah.
it.
Did your family play, or what was
Hmm.
their role in this?
So my mom has a master's degree in music theory, and she's a pianist.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad is a jazz trombonist.
Mm-hmm.
My sister plays keys. My brother plays saxophone, and that's our whole family.
You
So
got a
we would
whole
get
band right
together,
there.
whole family band. We would do a lot of the family band stuff, like just as our like together time.
I
And
love that.
even
I wish
still,
my family
yeah.
is not musical at all, and it sucked
Ah,
growing up. I mean, nobody in my town was musical, so like it
mm,
was just. I mean, it was fun, but like I actually, my cousin was musical, so her and I would always do music together, but like didn't really have much of my family. Sorry if y'all are listening, but you're not musically talented. My family is literally tone deaf. Like it's bad. I don't know where I got my
so what are you
vocals
doing
from.
being a musician? That's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, sorry. Your
No,
family's
that's
influence.
fine.
You got a whole family band going on.
Family band that even still when we get together we will do some kind of singing together, especially because we're all we grew up in the church as well, so
Mm-hmm.
always surrounded by music, a lot of choirs, things like that.
Yeah. Okay, so with Nerve, obviously coffee shop and all of that, but like do you have anything like a specific encounter that you can think of maybe with one of your crazy exes or on a dating app, on I don't know if you're on dating apps, but like anything
I
like
am.
that?
there's a lot of nerve on dating apps, Riley.
The men on dating apps, the
The
nerve,
nerve.
the amount. I have like so many screenshots of like crazy things that guys have said to me on the apps, and I'm not on them anymore. And I'm a very big like get off the apps now.
Man,
Tell
I
me if you
mean,
have any fun ones like that.
so many, like the stuff that folks think it's okay to say. Like, on like a first encounter with someone, like someone's like, you'd be hotter if you gained 30 pounds. I've never met this man before. This is like our first conversation. Like, maybe
Mm-hmm.
don't, you
You're
don't
like,
know that I
what?
had it. I had an eating disorder, man. Like,
Yeah, like
like, don't say that to
at
me.
least put a trigger warning before.
Yeah, like, don't, maybe not.
Absolutely not.
There was one, the worst date I ever had was not from a dating app. It was a guy
Okay.
that I like actually knew, which maybe makes it worse. But like he asked me to like come to his house and he was gonna make me dinner. It was like 2 hours away because of traffic. And when I got there, his roommate answered the door and he's like, "Oh, he's not available. He's dyeing his hair right now." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, he's upstairs dyeing his hair. He can't come down." And I was like, stuck though because my phone had died because I had been driving for 2 hours and didn't like and so
Immediately no.
and I had to charge my phone and I only so I had to like sit downstairs while he dyed his hair waiting for my phone to have enough juice to go back home.
Did you ever like, did you say hi to him or did you literally just stay downstairs and he stayed
He
upstairs?
did come down, not to say hi to me, but to have his roommate help him with the back of his head. And so I was like, "Hey," and then left and never talked to him again.
I'm speechless right now.
I
What?
was pretty bad. That's definitely my worst date story, and I have a lot of bad ones.
That's like,
Like,
what? Like,
why?
I don't even understand. Like, that makes no, why? What is wrong with him? He's like, come over, let me cook you dinner. And you're like, okay, I'm on my way. And then you're there 2 hours later and they're like, oh, sorry, I actually have to dye my hair. Really?
Yeah,
I can't. That is the most insane story I think I've ever heard when it comes to dating. I had a guy ask me to split it with him,
come
and
on.
I have never been more turned off ever in my entire
Yuck.
life.
Yuck.
And I mean, that's the worst one I had. Thank God, nothing like that. But
Yeah, it's crazy out here, man.
I
It's not good.
also, maybe this is just me, but like, I would never drive to a guy on a first date. On the first date, like,
Oh, I would not now in my villain era, in my I like
absolutely
myself
not.
era, absolutely
Yeah.
not. Then I was so young. I think my self-esteem
Yeah.
was way lower than I thought it would like.
Definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
young Riley, she made some stupid ass decisions.
Oh my
But like
goodness.
now, I'm like, you're
No.
trying to impress me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. First date, you got to come to me. You want to try to wine and dine me. And then after that, like once we're like in a relationship, then I'm like, okay, let's go 50-50 on things. I do not mind like paying for things. I just don't want to pay on the first date because it turns
Absolutely.
me off
I'm not.
immediately.
I'm with you on that. I just today my favorite thing is when they're like, "Do you want to come over?" And I say, no, you're a stranger. I'm not going to come over to your house on the first date." And then they just never speak to you again. It's the best weeder outer
It is, no,
ever.
it is. One thing that one of my all-time favorite dating app tips, and this weeds out the boys from the men.
Mm,
It is, so I put it under my controversial opinion,
mm.
and it used to say, my most controversial opinion is, and my answer is, beards are just makeup for men. I'm I swear to God, a beard can take a man, and not just like a beard, but like a well like managed beard can take a man from like a 5 to an 8. It is insane.
I agree with you. Are the men mad about it? That sounds like something that
Yes.
would make them
Some
so mad.
the boys are mad about it.
The boys.
The men respond back and they're like, "Wait, you're right." And that's like my biggest one of how I can weed out guys like that.
That is amazing. Do you know what mine was?
What?
In my Bumble profile, I said,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, I would really like to go on a nice date where you buy me dinner and talk to me." Like I said the words, "You buy me dinner."
Yeah.
And if they were mad about that, it was like an immediate no.
That's a
Like
good one
so many
too.
people got so mad about that.
Yeah, I can totally see like why guys would get mad. And like I'm all for equality. Absolutely. I'm feminist as fuck.
The yeah,
But
the thing
like
is, I
there's
would have
pay
paid for
inequality.
dinner. I would have offered to pay, but also, if you're that mad about it from one mention of it, I'm like,
Mm-mm.
mm-mm, 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 mm-mm.
You're a bitch boy.
Yeah, it's a
Goodbye.
test. and you failed. Yeah.
Alrighty, let's get into the next song, Skin and
Sorry.
Bones. I know
Just
I could literally spiral on dating forever, but I'm like, no, we're here
forever.
to promote you.
You're
We're
right.
here to promote your music,
You're
but
so
like
nice.
laugh about dating stories along the way. And I literally could talk about this stuff forever.
Oh,
Which is
there's
why
so
I have
much
a
to say.
podcast about it.
Yeah, I love it. There's so much to
But
say.
yeah, Skin and Bones, let's talk about it.
Skin and Bones. Yeah, so Skin and Bones, first line is made a meal of your consequences because I was in this situation where I was eating the consequences of
Hmm.
the smear campaign, the lies, the gaslighting, and didn't have room for anything else. So at the end, you decide, nope, not going to eat that anymore. I'm
Yeah.
going to start being angry. It's a song about like being going from really sad to really angry in the decision that is.
Yeah.
Anger was
It's kind of
helpful for
like,
me.
yeah, it's kind of like just your process of like the way that the music is written is to emulate the emotions that you were feeling as you were going through all of this.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that ending, there's some 808s. It gets really primal. There's a lot of like looping
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. It's supposed to be pretty emotional for like how you feel when you're going through that much pain and anger at one time. Just
Yeah.
like 30 seconds at the end, just to kind of
Yeah.
see.
No, that loop is so good. I
Oh,
think I put
thanks.
that in my little notes down here.
You did. Thank you
I
so
was like, I
much.
love the loop. Alrighty. So the next one is Good Thing Coming.
hmm Good Thing Coming is definitely my meanest song. You know how some people like will look at you in the middle of a breakup and be like, why don't you just let it go? And like, or like, why don't you just wish them well and move on? Well, that was not possible for me. So I was
Yeah.
like trying to take their advice. So everything in Good Thing Coming is like as close as I can get to well wishes, and they all end up being pretty mean anyway.
Yeah. I love that. Next one is Got a Good Feeling.
Got a Good Feeling's the first of the love songs. It's the first time we get
Mm-hmm.
soft in Baby Bird. And it's just a piano and vocals. Wonderful jazz pianist Matt Sazma out of Portland, incredible. And it's about how healing going on dates was after
Mm-hmm.
that really horrible TikTok man
Mm-hmm.
destroyed me. About like remembering that, like, oh, actually, there may be some good men out here, and also maybe I deserve to be treated well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what it is.
I love the tenderness of that song and how you can kind of like hear you getting inspired and like getting excited about going out again and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. One of the things on here is one of the lines that you said is I'm so tired of my type and I am dying to know what is your type.
I mean, heretofore, my type has been guitar players who hate themselves. like,
Very solid.
but no more. No more guitar players and no more men who hate themselves.
Hmm.
That's not true of my first boyfriend, but of my other two ex boyfriends. That's very
Yeah.
true.
For me, for a
Um,
while, oh my God, I had such a thing for sax players. I don't know
oh
why.
no.
When
Should
I
I
was
introduce you to my
doing,
brother?
is he cute?
He's cute. He's a good man. He's good. He'll be good to you.
Good. Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll talk about it after this.
All right.
No, but no, I literally used to be so obsessed with sax players. I don't know
Mm.
why. There was like a phase where like every guy I was talking to, there was like three or four of them one summer. And I wasn't looking for sax players. They all just happened to be sax players. And I was like, what is it with these guys? I was like, hello? What?
Sexy
Why
sax
is,
man?
yeah. But
Oh my
now I,
goodness.
I really don't have a type at all. If you look at all the guys that I've like ever been interested in, everyone will be so confused because they're like, what? But
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I will say I do like a thicker guy because
I
I'm
like
a
thick
thicker
boys.
gal. I don't want to feel big. I want to feel like petite. So I love a dad bod.
Yes,
Absolutely love a dad bod.
yes, I do too though. I told my best friend, she's like, "What are you looking for?" And I was like, "Looks like he could pick me up. Looks like he owns a suit." That's my
You're
two.
like, that's
That's my
literally
type now.
it.
That's my criteria. And so far it's weeded out most people in Portland. Like I just got to be real with you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's what's so hard with Nashville actually. It's like
really.
right now it's just a lot of like little scrawny boys and I'm like I don't want
Yeah.
this.
No offense.
Alrighty.
It's just not what I want.
I know. On to the next. What did we just did got a good feeling. Okay, so the
Yeah.
very last song of the EP is Times Ain't That Hard.
Yeah. So Times Ain't That Hard is about like long-term love. And it's
Mm-hmm.
first of all me like remember like dreaming of a love that I want for myself, and like
Yeah.
now I believe I could have it again, which for a long time I didn't, but I do now. And also it's a gift for all of my friends who got married during the pandemic, because I had a lot of friends
Mm-hmm.
get married, get engaged, and start having kids in the 2 years of the pandemic. And all of them, I mean, we're in Portland, so stuff shut down. Like, and it was
Yeah.
really, really hard for a lot of
Yeah.
them. So it's looking at all of them like work through really difficult times and like come
Mm-hmm.
out kind of loving each other more for it is what the
Yeah.
song is about.
Oh, that's so sweet and
So there's
tender.
like, there's like the whole part about like paying bills and how it's hard, but
Yeah.
how I love you anyway. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's about.
I love that. Well, thank you for being vulnerable and open with me and going
Yeah.
through all the songs. So what can we expect next from you?
Well, in September, we're going to be filming a live recording of Got a Good Feeling, which is going to be
Mm-hmm.
great. We're going to have that same pianist, and then I have three incredible local backup singers. I found the best singers that I could find, and like was like, what do I got to do to put you in my band? And now they're
Yeah.
in my band. So that's going
Oh.
to come out late September, October, and then we've got a new single that's going to be coming out in January.
Oh wow, you're
Um,
like
we're
very,
trying.
very plans ahead. I
EP's
love that. I mean,
trying to
January, I
be.
guess, isn't that far, but like, still,
Yeah, stuff just always sneaks up on me, and I'm trying to get ahead
it
of it.
does. I
But
love that.
right now, I'm just trying to tell everybody, please stream Baby Bird. Please, get ready for more coming from Baby Bird,
Hmm.
and then look out for more singles coming.
Yeah, yeah. So before we wrap up here, where can people find you? Tell all the things. Tell everybody where we can find you.
Absolutely. So you can stream Baby Bird, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, YouTube, all of the places that you stream your music. Baby
Hmm.
Bird is there. You can find me online at underscore Evans Amy, because I have a really common name. So it's my last name, then my first name. Underscore Evans Amy on TikTok and Instagram. Those are my main two platforms. Or evansamy.com is my website for all of those insider looks at things.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking the time to come
Riley.
on here. And I had such a great time talking with you.
Yeah, you're so
And
fun.
I know. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is all that we have for you today. Thank you so much for coming on, Amy.
Thank you, Riley. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.